Hi, I'm John, this is my vlog, and just pretend that it's Monday and that this lovely video went up on time instead of whatever other video I put up. So I had a Twitter conversation with Geek and Sundry vlogger Neil McNeil about how freaking amazing Lilo and Stitch is the other day, and it got me thinking, am I only mentioning him so that I can tweet this video at him and hope he shares it? In the vast realm of Disney Pictures, there are so many masterpieces that just hide behind the popular favorites and no one ever talks about them. And then some of those popular favorites, at least in my opinion, aren't as good as people think they are. So today I'm declaring myself an expert because I can, and I'm listing my top 5 overrated and top 5 underrated Disney movies. Now I didn't want to list all the overrated ones first because I don't want you to click away from the video, and I didn't want to list all the underrated ones first because then the end of the video is so negative. So I'm just going to alternate. Disclaimer 1, this is just my opinion, so please only listen to the parts that you agree with that make you like me more and share this video with your friends, and completely ignore the parts that make you hate me forever. Disclaimer number 2, I'm including as eligible for this list the 52 Walt Disney Animation Studios features and the 14 Disney Pixar films. So no Pocahontas 2 or a Goofy movie. Okay, number 5, most overrated Disney film, just my opinion, Tangled. Don't click away. I said Tangled, yes. Sorry, it's just my opinion. But I'll explain myself. Okay, it's only number 5 on the list. It's still pretty good. But A, it could have been really, really, really good, because I set up this really interesting dynamic between Mother Gothel and Rapunzel at the beginning of the movie, but then I felt like they were afraid to follow it through to its full extent, and so it's sort of, the whole movie really fell flat for me because of that. B, the language in the movie is so modern that in 15 years it's going to be painful to watch. C, Maximus is the stupidest freaking character. I'm sorry if he's your favorite. Actually, I'm not. I'm not sorry. Because I really don't like him. Let's talk about something positive. Number 5 most underrated Disney film, Cars. Now, I get to kind of arbitrarily decide what aspect of each film I'm talking about in each item because it's my video, and here I'm talking to my peers. Cars is obviously very popular and sells a lot of merchandise, but I feel like a lot of people my age write it off as this movie for little boys. But really, Cars is a lot more about small towns and survivors and a changing world than it is about race cars. It's Southern literature. It's Faulkner meets Pixar, and because of that, I think it's really worth something to an older audience. Number 4 most overrated Disney film, stay with me, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I feel like more of you can get on board with this one. Basically, Snow White is really, really impressive just because it is the first animated feature film. But it's not actually that good. And it tends to let go of its plot a lot just for dwarf humor, and the characters are really, really cardboard, and the plot just kind of like, bump, 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 and we're done. And so it's not as dynamic and interesting as later Disney films would come to be, and I appreciate that it's heralded for being this technological achievement, but at the same time, it's not that good of a film. Number 4 most underrated Disney film, the one that started this whole list, Lilo and Stitch. Yay, people can agree with me on this one, I'm getting you back. Which is good, there's bad things coming. Stitch is fairly prevalent, I think, but I don't understand, this movie is so full of quirkiness and heart and funnies, why everyone isn't just like obsessed with it. Especially because like this is our movie internet. It basically says that if you are a weirdo, there is someone out there as weird or weirder than you who will be your friend. And isn't that what Tumblr is all about? Number 3 most overrated, Sleeping Beauty. I feel like you can get with me on this one. That won't last. I'm talking more about the characters in the film, because Aurora has no personality. She's in, I think, 15 minutes of the movie, and she does basically nothing, and she has a castle named after her at Disneyland. How is that fair? I don't get why little girls want to have an Aurora dress. Why do they connect with her? I suppose it's mostly because it's pink. Number 3 most underrated Disney movie, another Pixar, A Bug's Life. Yay, some of you agree with this opinion. I feel like in the realm of Pixar, A Bug's Life is the movie that like no one talks about. And why? Because it's so sharp, and it's funny, and it has this great cast of characters. I mean, that pretend it's a seed moment is beautiful, and like, you probably haven't watched it in a while because you don't think of it. So find it, watch A Bug's Life, and realize that it is so much more than just that movie that came between Toy Story and Toy Story 2. It's a good movie all on its own, and I don't know why it has kind of disappeared from conversations about the Pixar canon. Here's where we get a little contentious. Number 2 most overrated. Please, just stick with me. Aladdin, don't click away. Aladdin. Are you gone? Okay, let's talk about it. Aladdin has a lot of great music, it's a fun setting, but it's probably the worst paced movie, like, ever. The whole movie is this, like, setup without a lot of conflict, and things just happen really easily, and then the final fight is just kind of thrown in and has 14 more puns than anyone needed, and Jafar stops being scary, and Aladdin's an idiot, and Jasmine's kind of mean, and I'll stop. I don't want you to hate me. It's not terrible. It's just not great. And people talk about it like it's one of the greats, and I don't feel like it is. Hence, overrated. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. So let's switch gears to something I feel like more people can agree with. Number 2, most underrated, huh? Positivity? Yeah? The Great Mouse Detective. This movie is so good. Like, guys, The Great Mouse Detective is so good. Have you seen it? Are you aware of it? It's Sherlock Holmes, but with rodents, and it's fun, and it's funny, and you'll like it. Go watch it. Number 1 most overrated Disney movie. Okay, guys, Tumblr is gonna start hating me now. But hear me out. Don't click away. Peter Pan. You're gone. For those of you still left, I will explain myself. Here's the thing. Barry's Peter Pan, J.M. Barry's, is freaking incredible. But Disney's Peter Pan just completely missed the point. First of all, Peter Pan is not the main character of Peter Pan, Wendy is. She's the one who goes through the most change, she's the one who has to learn something and makes the choices, and she is really unpresent in Disney's film, especially in the middle. It's like she's there in the beginning, and then she goes to Neverland and disappears for a little while, and then she's like, wait, oh, I want to go home now, kind of out of nowhere. Secondly, the point of Peter Pan is not that it's really fun to not grow up, stay a kid forever. It's that you have to grow up, or you're going to miss out on some of the best things in life. And the Disney film kind of like, and then runs away from it, and it's like, but look how cool Neverland is. And it doesn't really absorb the full, interesting, complicated questions that Barry's Peter Pan is asking. So I don't hate Peter Pan, I just don't think Disney's adaptation is particularly good. And people freaking love it. And one more thing about this, Peter Pan is a child. Being attracted to him is the most pervtacular. Okay, number 1 most underrated Disney movie. Let's end on a little bit of a positive note, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Here's what happened with this movie. You watched it when you were a kid, and you didn't really like it, because you didn't really get it. Because, here's the secret, it's a movie for adults, and they threw in some annoying talking statues and a goat so that they could pretend it was a movie for kids, but the themes are too complicated for the kid to really wrap its head around. But guys, watch it again. The music is brilliant. The story is dark and heavy and asks tough questions without clear answers and challenges us. The climax is really hard and it's frightening. The characters are flawed, deeply flawed, and dynamic, and lovable and hateable in all the best ways. You probably haven't seen this movie in a while and you think you don't like it, but watch it again, I promise, it will blow your mind. Well, that's all. I hope I didn't lose any friends or destroy any hope of ever reaching internet popularity. If you want to start arguments, share this with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe if you want. I'm happy to talk with you about what your most overrated and underrated Disney movies are. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to talk about things I said that you don't agree with, let's engage. As long as you don't start name calling, I'm asking a lot, internet, we can have a dialogue, and that'll be fun, because me talking at a camera gets boring after a while. Yeah, okay, bye.